Good morning, girls. Welcome back to a new video and happy fall. I am so excited. Last week's video was such a fun video, my fall decorate with me. It's truly one of my favorite videos to film. I know as a nutritionist, it's definitely more lifestyle driven, but you know, we included a healthy recipe. We talk about strategic supplementation, how to break apart your day, and how to fully utilize the supplements and tools that we have. But fall is here and it is upon us, and I am just finishing my second 16-ounce bottle of water. I have not had my lemon ginger tonic yet today. I'm not even fully ready. I just quickly blow dried my hair, put on a cozy sweatsuit, and I'm drinking black coffee. So there's been no lemon ginger tonic, there's been no protein coffee, and that is because I am headed over to LabCorp to get some blood work done this morning. So we're going to go on a really fun field trip this morning, and any time that I can talk with you girls about lab work is truly one of my favorite videos to do, because as a functional and diagnostic nutritionist who reads labs 7 days a week, truly, I shouldn't be working 7 days a week, but when you love your job as much as I do, it's hard not to get wrapped up into it. But as somebody who looks at lab panels 7 days a week, anytime that I can help bring awareness to girls about the ability and the choices that we have to purchase labs on our own, the agency that we have to take a peek under the hood at what's going on, it truly is so exciting to me. So this is going to be a 3-part series. Today, we're going to go on a field trip. We're going to get some labs done. Then when I get my results back, I'm going to do a follow-up video with you then to go over my results. And then from there, we're going to go even deeper, and I'm going to film a video probably about 30 to 45 days after I get my results, showing you the changes that I've made based on my labs and how I'm feeling. How much fun is this going to be? And the beautiful thing about LabCorp On Demand, and we're going to get into all of these details, but the beautiful thing about LabCorp On Demand is I went on, I picked out the labs that I wanted, and I purchased them all on my own. The fact that we are here in 2025, when I'm filming this video, that we have the ability to go on and get these labs on our own without having to make an appointment. You don't have to go to your provider. You don't have to persuade them to order certain labs based on what you're feeling, anecdotally giving them evidence and being like, hey, I really think that I need to have like a fatigue test done. By the way, that's the one that I purchased that we're getting today. This is something that you can go on your own and purchase. And then there's the amount of appointments that they have at LabCorp. The ability to schedule this was immediate. Like I could go in the very next day to get these labs done. So I love that we are in a time and space. I know with technological advancements, sometimes we see the pros and the cons, but honestly, when it comes to our health, I only see pros. Like we are moving rapidly, so quickly in a direction that gives client and patient care an unbelievable advantage that I could have never imagined back when I was in nutrition school and I was studying to be a functional diagnostic nutritionist. I could have never imagined that we would be where we are today. So I'm so excited. It's going to be a fun day. We're definitely going to have all of the cozy vibes today. We're going to take charge of our health. We're in the season. I talked about this in last week's video and the video before that I filmed 2 weeks ago, all about hormone health and how in the fall season, it is a really beautiful season for us women to ground ourselves, to really lean into those seasonal flavors, those grounding root vegetables. There's a reason why you're craving those pumpkin spice flavors. It's because of all of the beautiful nutmeg and cinnamon. All of that is actually very nourishing and healing to our endocrine system. So today's going to be a cozy video. It's definitely going to be a video that I know you're going to get a ton of value from, because when we can take ownership of our health and we can take action, I know this community and I know that's the way that you ladies thrive. So I've gotten the kids on the bus. I just quickly blow dried my hair this morning. I just blew it out really straight. My neighbor at the bus stop was like, I love your hair straight. She always says that to me. One of my best girlfriends, Jenny, she's always like, I love your hair straight. I like it for like the first hour, and then after that, I find myself touching it a whole bunch, versus if I blow it out and then I curl it, I tend to not touch it as much. So I'm gonna curl my hair. I'm going to get dressed. It was 42 degrees when I woke up this morning, but it is going to get warmer throughout the day. But I just threw on a quick cozy sweatsuit. This is from Abercrombie like 2 or 3 years ago. I feel like I'm gonna order the new version of this. I also love the ones from the Gap sweatsuits are always like my cozy go-to, especially for quick bus drop-offs in the morning. But I am going to get properly dressed, but I love this one because it's fuzzy and cozy on the inside. And I did talk about that in that Hormone Health video about texture and feeling comfortable and feeling cozy. That doesn't mean that you have to be in like sweatsuits all of the time, but I'm a big fan of texture and feeling comfortable and cozy, because I find that when we are comfortable with what we're wearing, when we feel confident in what we're wearing, we tend to be more productive. So I'm going to finish getting ready. We're going to curl my hair, we're going to get dressed, and then we're going to head over to LabCorp and get some blood work done. Well, that was the easiest thing I've ever done before, but we just did 4 vials. I'm going to ship out. I'm going to go to the post office really quick and ship out our August giveaway winner to Leslie. Leslie, congratulations. I'm so proud of you and all of your commitment that you did to our August Living Well challenge. If you're unfamiliar of what I'm speaking about, my membership site, Living Well, that has thousands of recipes, 5 courses, monthly challenges. I'm in there all day, every day, hundreds and hundreds of the most amazing women from this community here on YouTube and on Instagram inside Living Well. It is unlike any other membership site that you've ever seen in your entire life. Like truly, in 1 week, we had 888 comments and contributions. In 1 week. In 1 week. That is how involved and invested these women are. So as part of our gratitude for this amazing community, at the end of every monthly challenge, we do a giveaway. I announce it in the beginning of the month, and then we go through the challenge and we see who is participating, and then we put everybody into like a raffle and we draw a name. And Leslie was our August winner. So I'm shipping out Leslie's giveaway prize today. So I have to run to the post office and do that really quick. And then I want to go home and eat something. And then once I can kind of contextualize my thoughts, I'm going to go over with you the labs that I purchased from LabCorp on demand, and the reason I purchased these labs and what I anticipate my results are going to be, and just kind of like talk with you through the importance of 1, getting your lab work done, 2, having the agency to purchase the labs that you want. So I did the fatigue test. So we're going to be seeing my ferritin levels, which I think is going to be really insightful. I'm sure they're not going to be where they were last winter, because coming out of the summer, I definitely didn't eat as much red meat as I typically do eat. I did eat red meat probably like 3 times per week, but typically I eat it, honest to goodness, like 5 to 7 times per week, sometimes multiple times per day. So I really wanted to get my ferritin levels checked, so I did the fatigue test. So after we go home, I'm gonna make some breakfast, kind of digest that. I'm fasting right now, so my thoughts and processes aren't up to par. So we're gonna go to the post office, ship Leslie's giveaway prize. I'm so proud of you, Leslie. Our September giveaway is amazing. It's incredible. You can still participate and join into our September giveaway. I will have all of those details for you in the description box down below. But let's go ahead and get this shipped off to Leslie, make some breakfast, and then reconvene. feel like a whole new person now that I've had something to eat. I did end up changing. I actually don't know if I match in person. The colors, like the blues, look really closely related, but on camera, I feel like the tone of the blues don't really match. But it definitely is not warming up like I thought it was going to. They said it was going to be sunny and nice and warm, and that is definitely not the case. So I stayed cozy. I probably can take off my Band-Aid now. As I was saying, purchasing your own labs through LabCorp on demand has been one of my favorite things that I've been recommending here in the community over on Instagram, and then as well as in my private nutrition practice. So I did 2 different tests. I had purchased the fatigue test and the micronutrient test. Included in the fatigue test was TSH, a CMP, so comprehensive metabolic panel, your CBC, your complete blood count, a ferritin test, and an A1C test included in the fatigue test. So I know that for myself personally, that coming out of the summer months, sometimes it can feel like we're go, go, go. The days are longer. You have all of that beautiful sunshine, and the energy of the summer is just amazing. And then as we move into fall, I always encourage us to really begin slowing down as we finish the year. Now, I am somebody who fully recognizes that this is not always an option, and that is for myself included. I literally tonight have to be in 2 exact places at the same exact time. I have to have Sawyer to her soccer and Roden to his soccer on opposite ends of town. They are truly 25 to 30 minutes away from each other, and they end at the exact same time. So as I was sitting here looking at my calendar, thinking how I can multiply myself to be in 2 places at once, and I quite simply can't. So as somebody who's about to say that I want to encourage us to slow down, I also fully recognize that that's not always an option. So with that being said, I think it's really imperative that we take a look at our numbers, because if we don't have the capability to have work slow down and our personal life slow down and our home life slow down, what we can do is get a peek at our data and see where there is some room for improvement and where we can begin to make strategic changes. So with the TSH, you all know that I love to test our thyroid. With the CMP, so with the CBC, the ferritin, and the A1C, this is going to give you a really beautiful look at long-term fatigue. If you are somebody who is experiencing long-term fatigue, or if you are somebody who all of a sudden you're experiencing excessive tiredness. Like, I know so much in my practice, I will have women come to me and they are absolutely exhausted. And we do some simple changes. We move around their sleep schedule a little bit. We bring in some magnesium to help them get deep, restful sleep. We include in their morning supplement routine organ complex to help boost up those ferritin levels. We increase their vitamin D3 and K2 based on lab data. So when we do those little tiny changes, all of a sudden they're like, whoa, I had a client say to me 2 weeks ago, she said, Jessica, I have more energy than I know what to do with. And this is coming from a 39-year-old mother of 3. I rarely hear that in my practice, but it truly was. We brought in some organ complex. We really bolstered up her vitamin D. We also removed some foods that were quite inflammatory towards her. We got her off that blood sugar roller coaster. So having a look at your diabetes risk is a really important number to take a peek at, as well as your CBC, to see if there's anything that your body may be fighting from an immunology standpoint. Like, it's really important to know these numbers and to know this data. So that was the first set of tests that I had, was the fatigue test. Then the next test that I purchased was the micronutrient test. And this one works beautifully with the fatigue test. So when I went on to purchase these, I was like, you know what? These 2 pair really beautifully together, just for me to get like a little bit of a grasp of where everything is coming out of the summer months. So the micronutrient test includes your vitamin D, vitamin B12, folate, magnesium, iodine, and zinc. So I'm really excited to see these levels. I will say I do think that my iodine is probably a little bit lower than it typically is, just because this summer I wasn't as consistent with my iodine supplementation until we went to Europe. Right before we were going to Europe, I was really loading up on all of my iodine, and I have shared with you girls many of times the iodine test that you can do on your arm. I've also shown the iodine swab that I do on my thyroid, and then I use my red light therapy wand over time top of that to really support my thyroid levels. But I will say this summer, iodine was not something that I was super focused on. I think I was at least pretty darn good with my vitamin D, but I hadn't had my test done since February, and it is now September. So it's always good to have a handle on these numbers. Vitamin B12 is one I'm not too concerned about. I do get quite a bit of vitamin B12, and zinc is something that I'm pretty consistent with. Even when it is not cold and flu season, I am still pretty darn strategic with my zinc. And then there's magnesium. And I definitely think out of everything that we tested, I feel the most confident in my magnesium levels because that is just a supplement I absolutely never miss. So this, girls, is a really beautiful jumping off point. I often share on different reels and in YouTube videos and YouTube shorts these numbers. Like if you're a tired mom, these are where your numbers should be. If you're going through perimenopause, these are the tests to get, and this is where your blood serum levels should be at. I definitely share a lot of that information because some people want to know exactly where their numbers should be, exactly what the ranges are. However, if you're unsure where to start and you do not have the accessibility to go see your care team, and or your care team is not ordering the labs that you want to see or that I want to see, that is where LabCorp On Demand is a shining star. I went on, I purchased these on my own. I was able to get an appointment immediately, and my test results will be back in, honestly, the next 2 to 5 days. They come in so quickly. And it's such a beautiful experience for us as the customers to be able to have access and for us to purchase the exact same test that our doctor would recommend in their office. And you can do this all on your own. As I was saying a few months ago, I had Kaya purchase the comprehensive testosterone test, and it was amazing. In 2 days, we had his results back. He went on, he was able to purchase it, and I didn't have to send him all the way over to our primary care doctor, who was not close to us, to pull the exact same test that he was able to purchase from LabCorp On Demand. And so there's standard thyroid testing, there's cortisol testing, there's your sex hormone testing, there's progesterone, there's estradiol, there is testosterone. There is so much testing that you can purchase on LabCorp On Demand. And I love the fact that they are bringing this directly to consumers. So I'm excited because, as I mentioned, this is going to be a 3-part series. So today was the first video. Then when we get my results back, we're going to go through that in detail together. And then I'm going to do a follow-up video on the changes that I made based on my test results. And so I feel like this is just a really fun way for us to go through this journey together. And more than anything, I hope that you feel empowered to take your health into your own hands. Because with this data and the right answers, we can do so much to help you feel empowered to begin to notice changes in your body and your lifestyle choices. So whether that is from supplementation to nutrition choices to lifestyle changes to your movement changes, all of that we can capture with the data from the test that you purchased from LabCorp On Demand. So if you are interested in trying LabCorp On Demand for yourself, I will have my link as well as my discount code for you in the description box down below. You can go ahead and order the fatigue test or the micronutrient test. Those are 2 ones that I would highly recommend as a beautiful jumping off point, and they are quite comprehensive as well. So those would be 2 incredible tests that you could go ahead and do. But if you are interested, I will have all of that information for you in the description box down below, as well as the first pinned comment. where we started, because if you are feeling tired this fall and you've gone ahead and you've purchased your labs from LabCorp on demand, you've scheduled your appointment, you've gotten your results back, and hopefully you would consider connecting with me for a one-on-one lab review, because that's what I actually do in my day job as a functional diagnostic nutritionist. I read labs all day long. And if you would like to do that, I will have more information for you in the description box down below. But let's say that you've got your appointment booked and you want to know what you can do immediately to begin to pull yourself out of feeling so exhausted. 1, eat beautiful, nourishing foods like I've been sharing today. Choosing a hearty dinner like the meal that we made downstairs is such an easy way to do so. Then coming up here, now that I'm done cleaning the kitchen, coming up here and preparing myself for bed is truly one of the most incredible ways to help your body get beautiful, deep, nourishing rest. But having dinner, having a beautiful, nourishing dinner, which it is Sheet Pan September right now inside Living Well. So if you are interested, I will have that information for you in the description box down below, because we have dozens and dozens and dozens of beautiful sheet pan meals that will help you get a healthy, nutrient-dense, micronutrient-dense, hence the labs that we got today, micronutrient-dense meal on the table without any stress. It is such a simple way to get beautiful, nourishing foods on the table, and then it makes cleanup significantly easier. One thing about your evening routine is that when you treat it like it is something that is sacred to you, it makes it much easier for you to wake up feeling energized. Also, it makes it much easier for you to wake up and put together the nourishing breakfast for you and your family. Meal prep your ingredients so you can quickly throw together a beautiful lunch that is hearty and satiating throughout the day. Likewise, get out, get your movement in anytime that you can. I've been talking about September and my quest to hit 10,000 steps before 9 a.m. every single day during September, and it is honestly life-changing. It is truly something that is changing my life. So all of these little micro habits work to, of course, support your body, to support your ability to rest and recover, and to wake up feeling like the best version of yourself day in and day out. And to me, that is so important. Aside from knowing what's going on, taking a peek under the hood, and having the accessibility to go on LabCorp On Demand and purchase your own test, the same test that your doctor is recommending in office, you have the agency to purchase on your own. What a time to be alive. I, as a practitioner, am so excited by the monumental momentum that we have going forward from a patient and consumer standpoint. Like, there is just so much velocity behind the speed at which things are changing in our favor, which makes me so happy and so excited. So I am going to get ready to whiten my teeth. Actually, speaking of the chipped front teeth, I want to show you girls the whitening strips that I've been using. I just grabbed them on Amazon. I typically use, where are they? What are they called? These ones, the Luminol. I typically use these and I like them, don't get me wrong. I'm also not really consistent about whitening my teeth. I don't know, it's just something with me. I'm not consistent about it. But I recently, since probably June or July, I've been trying out these ones that I also found on Amazon, of course, non-toxic, of course, you know that. And they're purple. And so the purple cancels out the yellow. Obviously, as a person who loves her coffee, this is something that I'm always trying to achieve, because I love drinking black coffee so frequently. If I'm not drinking a protein coffee, it's black coffee, but they're like greenish purple, and so therefore they cancel out the yellow. So I will also have these linked for you in the description box down below. So I'm going to go ahead and put on my whitening strips. I'm also going to be dry brushing, because your evening routine should be a ritual that you are so committed to, because it makes you feel your best. So this is a copper bristle. I also love my Yerba Prima dry brush. I also have one from Eco Tools, but this copper one has been one that I've been definitely gravitating towards. I will look to see if I can find this and link it for you girls. But I definitely feel like I'm starting to lose my summer tan. And so dry brushing is something that I like to do. In the summer months, I'm really good about it. I definitely do it at least like 3 to 4 times per week. In the winter months, which is when I really should be more consistent, I probably do it 2 to 3 times per week. I have shown my routine. I can quickly show it to you now. I don't have a swimsuit on, so I have to be careful and conscious. But I start at my ankles, and you always want to brush moving up and in, and move that circulation towards your heart. So we can just use my arm as an example. So you want to brush up and in, up and in towards the heart, because we're working with that lymphatic system, that natural detoxification system that just needs our assistance, whether it's with rebounding, walking, dry brushing, doing somatic heel drops, whatever you want to do to help pump your lymphatic system. This is a great way to do so. And I sleep like a dream. So after I do my dry brushing, I always sleep so well. I sleep beautifully. And then when I get out of the shower, your skin will already feel so soft from dry brushing. But then when I get out of the shower, I do love to put on some organic castor oil. This one, of course, is hexane free, cold pressed in a dark glass bottle. All of those things are really important. And I will also put the castor oil in my belly button and put a little patch over it, or you could do a castor oil wrap. It's just not something I'm doing tonight because it's a school night and I'm on like a tighter time crunch. So when we were traveling to Europe, out of my devices, of course I had my Oura ring, but I brought my Zip Halo, which I tend to do in the morning time more than the evening time. But I brought my Zip Halo, which again, I tend to do more so in the morning time than the evening time because it does give you like that instant lift and beautiful results. But when we traveled to Europe for 16 days, the 2 devices other than my Oura ring that I brought, I guess it's technically 3 because it's my face and chest mask, were the Zip Halo and my beloved face mask and neck mask from Boncharge. So tonight I'll see when I get out of the shower how my skin, whether I'm gonna do like a sheet mask or my face mask from Boncharge, because I truly have noticed such a big difference. I should say, such a big difference when I'm consistent with my red light therapy mask. There have been times where I've fallen off, as with all things, right? Like so often, like our routine can just get so busy and we're like, what's actually moving the needle? I notice when I'm not using my red light mask, what is moving the needle? And it's me not using the red light mask that is not moving the needle. So I have been so consistent with using my Boncharge red light therapy mask that it is, honest to goodness, one of my favorite things to do. So between the dry brushing, taking a beautiful shower, then following it up with my red light mask, honest to goodness, is just such a beautiful way to really help my body wind down. I'll do this, I'll make a tea, I wear it for 10 minutes. It takes literally no time. It's just 10 less minutes of scrolling on social media. Like, honest to goodness, that's the way I like to look at it. Sometimes I'll listen to like a meditation or an audiobook or a podcast, something. Sometimes I'll just sit on the couch with like my neck back and just do some deep breathing and think about, what went really well today, what I could do differently, what I want to do for tomorrow, what I want to achieve, and how a perfect day would look for tomorrow. That's something I'll be like really reflective when I'm wearing my red light therapy mask. So these habits all collectively work together to help you get out of that slump of feeling exhausted and tired. Sometimes when we are trying to, 1, reinvent the wheel, 2, we have too much on our plate, so we go into like a shutdown mode, 3, we're unsure where to start, and 4, we're simply depleted. And that is something that our labs will absolutely show. So I hope that you found inspiration from today's video. I also hope that you see there is so much we can do when we deeply understand the numbers and what's happening inside of our body. And truly nothing excites me more than that. Nothing excites me more than having the ability to purchase our own labs, to go on, schedule our own appointment. Like, I am somebody who loves to be in the driver's seat, somebody who likes to take control of my own health, and having these things at our fingertips is revolutionary and life-changing. So I hope that you girls enjoyed today's video, and if you did, you can let me know by giving a big thumbs up, and I will have my link for you as well as my code for LabCorp On Demand in the description box down below, as well as that first pinned comment. So you can go ahead and check that out, and then let me know, of course, if you have any questions in the comment section. And I want to thank you girls so much for watching today's video. And if you liked it, you can let me know by giving it a big thumbs up. And now the subscribe button is right over here on the screen. Give that a click, that way you don't miss a single video. And I hope to see you back here next Thursday.